Ladies and gentlemen, there is a pain that cuts deeper than any betrayal, the pain of being rejected by those who share your blood. It is a wound that does not bleed but leaves scars that few can see. When the people meant to love you unconditionally turn away, the question that echoes in your heart is, why? We are raised to believe that family is everything, that no matter what happens they will stand by us, but reality does not always follow the script of fairy tales. Love within a family often comes with conditions. You are accepted as long as you obey, as long as you fit the mold, as long as you do not disrupt the comfort of tradition. But the moment you grow beyond their expectations, the moment you challenge their beliefs or refuse to be controlled, the rejection begins. Family rejection is one of the most painful experiences a person can endure. It is not just the loss of connection. It is the deep emotional wound that comes from being denied love and acceptance by those who were supposed to be your foundation. The pain is not just in their absence, it is in the questions that haunt you. Why am I not enough? What did I do wrong? Understanding family rejection begins with recognizing that it is not always about you. Often, rejection stems from unresolved issues within the family itself, issues that existed long before you even became a part of their world. Parents or relatives project their insecurities, failures, and fears onto those who do not conform to their expectations. They reject those who challenge their beliefs, who think differently, or who refuse to follow the unspoken rules of the family system. In many cases, rejection happens because you have grown beyond what your family is willing to accept. Perhaps you have chosen a different path in life, one that does not align with their traditions, values, or expectations. Maybe you have set boundaries and refused to tolerate toxic behavior. Instead of self-reflection, some families choose rejection as an easier way to maintain their own comfort. It is important to understand that their rejection does not define your worth. Love should not be conditional upon obedience or conformity. True family, whether by blood or choice, supports, encourages, and accepts you for who you are. The pain of rejection is real, but it is not the end of your story. Understanding why it happens is the first step in healing and realizing that you are not alone. Your value does not depend on their approval. It rests in your ability to stand strong and move forward. We are taught from a young age that family love is unconditional. Stories, traditions, and cultural values reinforce the belief that no matter what happens, family will always be there. But as we grow older, many of us come to a painful realization. Love within a family often comes with conditions. It is given when you obey, when you fit in, when you do not challenge the beliefs and traditions that have existed for generations. The moment you step outside these expectations, that so-called unconditional love can vanish. The idea that family will always stand by you is a comforting thought, but reality tells a different story. In many cases, love is transactional, given when you behave in a way that aligns with the family's expectations, and withheld when you do not. Some parents love their children when they follow their chosen career path, but withdraw affection when they pursue a different dream. Some siblings bond only when there is no competition, but the moment success or independence comes into play, distance forms. The myth of unconditional love can make rejection even more painful, because it feels like something that was promised has been taken away. Understanding this reality is essential for healing. Recognizing that love in some families is conditional allows you to stop blaming yourself. You did not lose their love because you failed. It was simply never truly unconditional to begin with. This realization, though painful, can be freeing. It allows you to seek out love that is real, relationships that are based on acceptance rather than control. True love does not demand that you shrink yourself to fit someone else's mold. It allows you to grow into who you are meant to be. Rejection from family is rarely as simple as it seems. It is easy to believe that the reason they push you away is because of something you did wrong, but often the truth lies beneath the surface. Hidden emotions, jealousy, fear, and the need for control are powerful forces that shape family dynamics in ways that are not always obvious. Understanding these factors can provide clarity and, more importantly, help you stop blaming yourself. Jealousy is a poison that can exist even in the closest of relationships. Some family members may resent your success, your independence, or your ability to break free from cycles they themselves feel trapped in. Instead of celebrating your growth, they reject you because it reminds them of their own limitations. A sibling may feel overshadowed by your achievements, or a parent may feel threatened if you surpass them in ways they never could. Rather than dealing with their own insecurities, they distance themselves or criticize you to maintain their own fragile sense of worth. Fear is another reason why family rejection occurs. People fear what they do not understand or what challenges their long-held beliefs. If your choices or values differ from those of your family, they may push you away rather than face the discomfort of change. This could be anything from choosing a different career path to embracing an identity they refuse to accept. Fear makes people act irrationally, and rather than seeking to understand, they choose rejection as a defense mechanism. Finally, control plays a major role in family rejection. Some relatives only feel secure when they have power over you. The moment you assert your independence, whether through setting boundaries, making different choices, or refusing to be manipulated, they reject you as a way to regain control. But their rejection does not mean you are wrong. It means you are breaking free. Family rejection is often not about who you are, but about what you represent. Many families operate under generational cycles of toxic behavior, patterns of control, dysfunction, or unspoken rules that are passed down without question. These cycles can include emotional manipulation, rigid expectations, or a refusal to acknowledge individuality. When someone within the family dares to break free from these patterns, they are often met with rejection, not because they are wrong, but because they threaten the status quo. Families, like all systems, seek balance and stability. When one person challenges deeply ingrained beliefs, it disrupts that balance. If your family has always believed that success means following a specific path, such as a certain career, religious practice, or lifestyle choice, then choosing differently may be seen as an act of betrayal. In reality, it is not betrayal. It is self-discovery. But to those who fear change, your growth can feel like an attack on their way of life. Instead of embracing the possibility of something new, they reject the person who introduced it. Breaking generational cycles requires immense strength. It means confronting painful truths, unlearning toxic behaviors, and choosing a different path, even when that choice comes with loneliness. It is not easy to be the first in your family to set boundaries, to reject unhealthy traditions, or to demand respect for your individuality. Those who benefit from the old system will often resist, using rejection as a way to pressure you back into conformity. But breaking free is an act of courage, not defiance. Those who reject you for refusing to repeat the mistakes of the past are not your true family in spirit. True family, whether by blood or choice, are the ones who accept you as you are, not just when you comply, but when you grow. When family rejects you, it can feel like your worth has been shattered. After all, if the people who were supposed to love you unconditionally turn away, doesn't that mean something is wrong with you? The answer is no. Your self-worth is not defined by who accepts or rejects you. It is built by your actions, your beliefs, and the strength you carry within. Minus people make the mistake of tying their value to the approval of others, especially family. This is understandable because from childhood we are conditioned to seek validation from parents, siblings, and relatives. But the danger in this mindset is that it gives others the power to determine how we feel about ourselves. If a family member criticizes your choices, ignores your efforts, or cuts you off entirely, you might start questioning your own worth. But rejection is not a reflection of your value. It is a reflection of their inability to see it. Some families reject members who are different. Those who think independently, pursue unconventional dreams, or set boundaries that challenge toxic dynamics. This does not make you unworthy. It makes you strong. It takes courage to be yourself in an environment that demands conformity. It takes resilience to walk away from those who refuse to respect your individuality. True self-worth comes from within. It is built through self-respect, personal growth, and surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care about you. Just because someone shares your blood does not mean they have the right to define your value. Your worth is not determined by their acceptance, but by the love, kindness, and purpose you bring into the world. And once you recognize this, no rejection, no matter how painful, will ever have the power to break you. One of the most painful realizations in life is that sometimes the people we are born into a family with are not the ones who truly love and support us. But the beauty of life is that family is not just about blood. It is about connection, love, and chosen relationships. When your biological family rejects you, it does not mean you are destined to be alone. It means you have the opportunity to build a new kind of family, one that is based on mutual respect, understanding, and unconditional support. A found family consists of the people who choose you, not because they have to, but because they want to. These could be close friends, mentors, colleagues, or even partners who see your worth and stand by you, not just in good times, but in moments of struggle. Unlike family by blood, found family is built on shared values, emotional connection, and the freedom to be yourself without fear of judgment or rejection. The power of found family is that it allows you to redefine love and belonging. It shows you that acceptance is not something you have to beg for. It is something that should be freely given. It proves that true love is not about obligation, but about choice. When you surround yourself with people who genuinely support you, the pain of rejection from those who do not becomes easier to bear. If your family has rejected you, do not believe the lie that you are alone. There are people in this world who will love you not because they share your DNA, but because they see your heart, your spirit, and your worth. Family is not just who you are born to, it is who you choose and who chooses you in return. Healing from family rejection is a journey, not a single moment of realization. The pain of being cast aside by those who were supposed to love and support you can feel overwhelming, but it does not have to define the rest of your life. Moving forward is not about forgetting what happened, it is about learning to let go of the pain so that it no longer holds power over you. One of the first steps in healing is acceptance, not acceptance of the rejection itself, but acceptance of the fact that you may never receive the love or approval you once longed for. Holding on to the hope that they will change, that they will suddenly see your worth, only keeps you trapped in a cycle of disappointment. True healing comes when you stop seeking validation from those who refuse to give it, and instead focus on valuing yourself. Letting go does not mean pretending it did not hurt. Acknowledging the pain is necessary, but so is refusing to let it consume you. Allow yourself to grieve the family you thought you had, but do not let that grief define your future. Instead, channel that energy into creating a life filled with people who appreciate and support you. Surround yourself with those who celebrate your presence, not those who diminish it. Moving forward means shifting your focus from rejection to growth. Every painful experience teaches resilience, and rejection, though deeply hurtful, can be the catalyst for self-discovery. It can push you to build a life on your own terms, one that is filled with genuine love, purpose, and fulfillment. The past may have shaped you, but it does not have to define you. You have the power to heal, to move forward, and to create a life where you are truly valued.